part 2 of my manifold, intake manifold for my 86 Shadow. I got the carburetors in, mounted. It's gonna have to look like that. Just everything sits well. I'm making brackets to mount. This air cleaner will be holding everything together. I mean, it's still secured here with these brackets, but it's gonna vibrate out. Pretty sure of it. So this is made out of aluminum. Just kind of bend it into shape to kind of get this. Got the first one done already. I'm painting these black so you can't even see them. I just kind of found a random bolt somewhere. In this case, these two. I just took it off and I use this to mount. This will stay fixed forever, and this goes in there. Boom, right here. 1, 2. That's a little space I can flex and be able to pull, so I can be able to pull this thing in. Once I put it, I'll push it, bolt it, it'll keep it nice and secure. So that's how mounting brackets. That way it won't get in the way of anything. And I'm gonna fire this thing up in the morning. It is late here. Well, not really that late, but I will be finishing up, and then hopefully fire this thing up tomorrow morning and see how it runs. Might need some tuning, maybe rejetting this carburetor, but it's so simple because everything's gonna be sticking out. Just pop the screws out right there, pull the bowl out. Well, the main jet goes in this 17mm. I don't know if you can see it down there, right there. Just unbolt that, unscrew it, and the main jet's right there. You don't gotta take out the carburetor or anything. Everything just gets done right on the bike. I'll mount this, and then put the tank on and see how everything looks. Alright, everything mounted. Brackets are done. And they're mounting in there, so this thing will not be vibrating out anywhere. Both sides. And nice and secure. So I was gonna have to put the fuel line in. And throttle cables. Probably gonna bring them out through here. 1 and 2. And we should be good to go. After this, everything seems to be working fine. Yep. Looks good. Little rat rod kind of feel to it, but should perform better than the double carbs I had on. That was just pissing me off. I can just clean this thing whenever I want, on the fly, adjust on the fly, everything here, all the arm's reach. I'm thinking of painting this thing black, or to probably just leave it aluminum. I don't know yet. I might actually paint this black. I'll see how I feel about it later. If I don't like it, I'll just paint it. Alright, we got the manifold all painted black. Looks pretty good. Got it in there. Also took a chance to change my thermostat from the thermostat housing right here. That was bad. It was a spitting, cooling out this tube right here. The well, not this one. It would spit it out of the reservoir under there. But yeah, I got the got it in there. I'm gonna tie it up. Put my carburetors in. Fuel line hooked up, and fire this thing up and see how it looks. Oh, how it runs first, and we'll worry about the looks later. I should have taken this choke thing out. I'm not gonna need this. I'm using the choke on the carburetor itself. Alright, so this is how it looks. All in place. Pretty simple setup. Straight through here, that one, and this will stick out. And yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than buying one. I don't even know if they make them for these. I've seen some for Honda Shadows 1100s, but not sure what year. They go for about $180 on eBay. This is just an alternate solution, not the cleanest, sexiest weld, but it works. No one's looking down there anyway, so not worried about that. But everything is in. I mean, the whole bike looks like shake it. It's in there real tight. Should fire right up. It knows. Alright, we got everything in place. I made a little error. Forgot to tighten one of the oil lines or whatever that thing was, and it spilled oil all over. But got it pretty much all mounted. Gonna have to cut this out so I can fit the throttle cable, because, well, at least halfway, and drill it out or something, because the this here does not fit in here. So I had done the other one also, the V-Star. I forgot about that, but I'm gonna cut this out. Cut this out, drill it, make a hole enough to fit in there. I can mount this down here, and then the return cable. But it runs so far, so good. That's how everything looks. Fuel line, I had to do a new line because the other one was too thin. But this is set up right here. It looks, it's already mounted in place. Choke on, and alright, for tonight, I am done. Gonna clean this oil up tomorrow. I gotta add a coolant to this thing, I almost forgot. But give her a nice power wash, some soap. I got the oil spilled all over here. So it came from these two bolts where I mounted the actual mount for the filter on this oil line right here. So I forgot to tighten it. I left it loose just to kind of figure out what to do the next day. Yeah, and I turned the engine on, and that thing just came gushing down. So what I'm gonna do, it's not leaking no more, so we're good. I'm going to be cleaning this up, wash it. Once I finish everything up, I'll give her a nice bath. She deserves it. And yes, we got the new Black Widow edition emblem. She's all ready to go. I got to tune. I think I'm gonna have to rejet this thing. I hear a little pop. I'm gonna ride it first and see how it rides. Come back and rejet it if I have to. Maybe a couple sizes up since I got straight pipes on these things, and see how it goes. We'll be back tomorrow, and it should be done. If it's not raining out here in Rhode Island, I'll take it for a spin. But if it is, I'm gonna have to wait until all this. Or when it gets warmer too, because it's cold as hell down here, up here, depending where you're at in the world. Peace. Alright, all done with the Honda Shadow. Single carb conversion. Everything is in. I got my mounts here, nicely tight, secure. Had to grind a little bit off right here, so to get some clearance for the throttle to open all the way. Also cut the two tips that were here on this. It wouldn't fit, so I drilled it, made it work. I'm gonna keep one cable only. Cut it out of there, and everything works. Fire it up. Ignition on. Choke right here, and we should be able to crank it up. cold. But yeah, she runs. Might have to let it heat up a little bit more. It's like 20 degrees here. The final result, I have to shorten these cables. This throttle cable is too long, and I shorten it about probably, I don't know, got a lot of play in here, and I got this tensioner all the way out, so I'm thinking maybe about like ½ an inch and redo it, but everything seems to work good, so good for now.